So, the business model, we spoke about that last week. Now, how do you assess it? And that was the real question that one of my network colleagues asked me. How do you assess the model? How do you implement it, right? Well, it's coming to the second half of the year, and like, people may think that it's too early to start planning for 2023. I don't think so. I think planning is a process in itself. It's not about going away for a day with your senior management team and spending a day in a hotel, creating all these lovely sort of ideas and visions, and then going out for a few drinks, shaking hands, and then leaving it at that. No, it's a process and it takes time. I'm currently building my plan or assessing what I want to achieve next year, what I want to do. And I have a few ideas that I'm going to interrogate and then eventually boil it down to one, which I'll start planning in the final quarter of the year. So I think it's a really good time to start planning and assessing your business model to see, is it delivering on its promise? And that's the most important thing you need to understand. But how do you assess a business model? Well, I like to break it down into sort of a number of key areas, right? And there's usually about 6, right? Now, there could be more depending on the type of business you have, but I have about 6 standard areas that I like to look at. And number 1 is always leadership. Are the leadership providing the service to their business? Are they being a servant leader? What are the things that leader should be doing in their business? What are they doing now, and what should they be doing? And it's not maybe just the leader, it could be the senior management team too. Are they trickling down the right message, the right ideas, the right instruction for the people on the ground to do what they need to do the best way they should be doing it? So always leadership is number 1. And then from that, what ties in nicely to that is strategy. Assessing your strategy. Are we delivering on our promise that we assessed last year if you did a business strategy? And then working through it, is it delivering on the promise? Are we doing the right things? Are we achieving or even exceeding our targets? And if we're not, what do we need to do? So that's the first part of looking at a strategy, looking at the current strategy. But then do you need to look at it and say, well, do I need to redefine? Do I need to modify? Do I need to evolve it? Do I need to discard it? These are the questions you need to ask yourself to make sure that when you move forward, you're going in the best knowledge you have in the right direction. So once you start looking at that, I then turn it on to the customers, because again, once you have the vision, you look at your customers and see, is that vision aligned to what your customers want? And make sure that you're always ensuring that they are always aligned, because it's so important to understand what the strategy is and what your customers want. And then the customer journey and experience. Are you delivering the right product at the right time with the right quality and the right volume to ensure you're giving a fabulous customer experience, which I call the wow effect? And we've talked about that many times before. But once you start getting all the outward stuff done, now you have to reel it back into the business, and then I start looking at your operations and your teams, right? So are you being as effective and efficient internally as best you can? Are you solving your problems? Are you doing the right things? Or are you spending a lot of time reworking, redeveloping, fixing things because they're not right? So how do you problem solve? How do you ensure everything under the hood is running like a steam train, that it's a well-oiled machine and it's delivering exactly what those customers you've just talked about, what they want? And then are your teams happy? It is so important to make sure you've got highly motivated and engaged teams. And that's where, going back to what I talked about, the leadership, are they doing the right things by their team to ensure they're coming on that journey as well, and that everyone wins, not just the leaders, not just your customers, but your people on the ground? Because I always talk about performance, and what I really say is you want strong performing people running strong performing processes, delivering strong performing results for your customers and for your business. So to ensure that they're all working very well, everything's aligned, everything's complementing each other, not contradicting. And they're usually the top 5 areas that, again, as I said, that word complementing and in harmony with each other. But obviously there's a big one coming important for customers now and people who are buying products is sustainability. Have you got a sustainable supply chain? Are you doing your best to ensure your packaging, your energy, your logistics is being as minimal as possible to ensure that you're looking after the environment, and not just the external environment but even the environment that your people are working under, to ensure everything complements and you're looking at this from a holistic view and you're delivering good results in the most effective way you can. And that's a very simple high level approach. Look at all the different areas in your business to assess, are they delivering on their promise? So if you have any questions on this, get in touch. I'd love to help. And again, as I said, keep these questions coming. I love answering them. I love helping. So please feel free to ask questions. In the meantime, this is Shay Lynch saying, have a great day.